First and foremost, well-deserved win for Newcastle United. It's been coming, though. It's been coming, Philip, because the first 45 minutes, Newcastle were just putting pressure on Manchester United, and it was well-deserved for Eddie Howe's side.
Yeah, I think so. I think Newcastle fully deserved this win today. They had an energy about them that wasn't matched by Man United. I thought Man United were flat. And that's all credit to the press that Newcastle was able to put on them. I thought they created enough chances in the first half to already open the score. They couldn't, but they continued that in the second half, and really a very, very good performance from that Newcastle side.
What was the difference then between Newcastle United and Manchester today?
The intensity. From the first whistle, you know, they came out and decided that they want to play a high-tempo game. And they did it, and United just couldn't cope with it. For some reason, they just weren't in the game at all. And in the end, I would say it's even a good result for them, because they didn't look good in the first half. They didn't look any better in the second half, and it was just a matter of time when Newcastle is going to score those goals.
Well, Gary, you went for a Newcastle win, albeit not the exact scoreline that you went for, but 2 goals to Newcastle, as you predicted. Once again, not Joe Linton though, but you know, you got there somehow. But has it been coming for United? It's their first loss since that 7-0 drubbing of Liverpool, but their performances have been below par, actually even way before that.
I think there's an argument there, yes, but you know, what's gone before shouldn't really affect a very talented side that Manchester United are, and what did affect them was the energy of Newcastle. Interesting, I think there was about 15 Manchester United players away on international duty. I believe that Newcastle had 4. Whether that played any part, I don't know. But Newcastle came out a lot hungrier and more determined than Manchester United. And to their credit, Newcastle, you know, even once they're 2-0 up, you know, the natural reaction is to try and protect it. Newcastle were searching for a 3rd goal. I think it's been an exceptional performance from Newcastle. You know, Eddie Howe has got his players not only well organised and determined, but also really disciplined. You know, we mentioned about them early part of the season how defensively they were excellent. Well, today they were defensively very good as well. Thoroughly deserved.
Did United, you feel, lack a bit of that hunger that Newcastle had showed? Was Roy Keane right who said that, you know, in the past maybe it looked like they were up for it, but these days United go into games thinking maybe a bit more entitled, maybe feel like they've got it already, and they don't seem to have that hunger, that aggression of wanting to be in that game?
I mean, after the performance like this, you know, there's always question raised, and today, certainly, they didn't look as they're hungry enough and serious enough to be ready for a game like this. If we compare, let's say, players who came on from both sides, it was so obvious that the players from a Newcastle bench continued with the same intensity. You know, they brought the same energy and enabled their team to play for the full 90 minutes the way they wanted to play from the beginning. On the other side, we didn't see any impact of those players who came on for Man United. So, yeah, the questions will be raised again.
What do you think of that substitution, though, taking off both Varane and Martinez? What was the idea behind that?
It was a strange one. They decided to play three at the back, and in the end, it didn't prove to be a good one, because they conceded after the set piece, you know, just in front of the goal, and you can tell that maybe there was it had to be somebody who could clear the ball, but at least a manager tried to do something. You know, he was aware that this is not going to end well the way they've played, but in the end, it wasn't enough.
Was it strange for you, that 2 substitutions?
No, I think he wanted to try to change something. I think from the get-go, we talk about intentions. You really saw Newcastle who had the right intentions. And just before Newcastle scored the first goal, they had 3 subs already changed, ready to come on. And I think that shows the intention. They really went out there to win the game today. And those 3 changes were offensive changes to bring in even more energy that they had on the pitch. And this just shows, you know, it's positive from Newcastle, and from the get-go, they're just trying to push from from the top and press high.
Yeah, and they had far superior shots. Yeah.
I think, you know, Ten Hag should be applauded for trying to make something happen, to try and change something. You know, Newcastle pretty much dominated. They had more energy. So as an opposing coach, you need to change that momentum around somehow by changing the formation, by making changes. You know, you hope as a coach that it sparks something, and it didn't for Manchester United today.